Okay, this is one of the first video demonstrations of how to use Wildcat. And let's start here. We're going to use as an example for adding a SSL certificate to Wildcat SSL. Okay, the first step you have to do is create a CSR, a certificate signing request. Okay, and I'm actually going to try to create a real one for a demo site I have on the cloud. Okay, so let's go to SSL config there. All right, we're going to run it. You can run it from WC config or directly WC SSL config. Let's go through config right here. Now, this site already has a certificate set up for it, and it has this name. Okay, and that was what I created before, and I can view the contents of that. You know, what's the actual domain name used for it by viewing it. So I can go into certificate wizard and viewing it right there. There it is right there, select it, and it's going to show you the common name, which is most important. This is the domain that you're going to secure via an SSL certificate. You know, and this other information is, you know, not necessary, but it's good to provide. And in this case, because it was signed by Let's Encrypt, the expiration is 90 days, right there. So I'm going to do another one. I'm going to give it something like a more appropriate name that I've discovered after doing all this. It's a little better. So let's create a new SSL certificate, but this time, create right there. This time, the description for the friendly name, I'm going to actually give it the domain name that I want, just so they kind of match things, because this come into play in the future, and I'll explain that in time to come, why, you know, it's okay to have any friendly name, but you're going to have the ability to create more than one certificate, and you want to be able to kind of match names. All right, so in this case, I'm going to do demo winserver.com. Okay, and always use the DES3. Always have that checked. I don't think you can get around it. And a good strength, bit strength is 2048. Give it a password. I'm going to use, and it's going to need this password, but you're going to need it later to recall it. Okay, so make sure it's one that you hide. I'm going to, in this case, I'm just going to say demo. Okay, make it a little harder. 1, 2, 3. I got to write it down so I remember it. Okay. Now, you fill in the rest. Again, the common name must match the domain you're looking for. If you don't have this right, nothing's going to work. Fill in the rest. And give it an admin. Wildcat accepts the admin user. It's always accepting that. It's going to go into the assigned sysup on your system. So I'm not going to send it back to demo winserver.com, but I'm going to send it to winserver.com. And this is never really used. I've never really gotten one, but apparently they want that. All right. So for the certificate request file, and give it 365 days. Doesn't matter, because when this is actually signed by the certificate authority, they're going to give you the expiration. All right, which for Let's Encrypt, it's 90 days. So now you create it, and it's done there. The request is created. Now, this creates a file with the extension CSR. It also gives you the contents of that file in this buffer right here, which is in the cut and paste buffer right now. So the next step, okay, which is to send it to the CA. You go to their website, and all the CAs do a little different, but pretty much all the same. They can request the CSR file, or give you a little box where you can paste that in, okay? And then after you pay them money or with Let's Encrypt, continue. I think Let's Encrypt basically wants to verify that domain, so you're going to have a couple techniques there. And we're going to skip that part here because they're all different. But assuming that you actually went to the CA and gave them the file or paste it in, okay, they're going to come back and give you a CRT or the extension PRM file. They're all the same. What's important here, though, at the CA, when it asks you what type of web server you have, pick Apache or other. All right? Don't pick Microsoft or anything foreign. All right? Now, I've asked these guys to put Wildcat in their list, okay, which pretty much matches what Apache does. Would have been the 1, 2, 3 for them, but they never did. In any case, pick Apache, okay? So once you do that, then you would add it to the certificate signing request. Okay, one thing I wanted to point out when you created the CSR file in the Wildcat SSL config program is that it puts the files in a store directory. All right, so let's go there for a second so I can demonstrate that. So under the SSL folder, all right, there is the store folder, and we create the demo, and there it is. And what's in there are these files, okay? Let me talk to you about what these are. This INI file is your setup for that particular SSL setup. You don't really need to mess with that. All right, now this is the CSR file that you're going to send, or the contents of that paste into the CA wizard. All right, now this here is a SSL certificate, but it's unsigned. This is called a self-signed certificate. And basically what you're doing by giving them the CSR, all right, from this, they can recreate the CRT, then sign it, and then give you that back to you, which you replace this. Okay, and we'll show you this in a bit now. You don't actually replace this file. You just need to import the other file. It'll replace this itself. The tool will do it for you. Okay, and this key is when you add that password. That's what it is. All right. So the main one you talk about here is this. You give that to the CA, and they come back and give you a CRT. Okay. Now you don't have to do this through DOS, and I don't recommend it to do it through DOS because you get messed up. All right. All right. So just do it through the utility. All right. So let's go back there. I went to the CA, and I created the demo winserver.com request, gave it to them, and they came back to me and gave me a CRT PRM file. I already did that, and now we're going to go to this utility and add it in. Now, when they send you the files, it could be zipped, it could be separate, it could even be a cut and paste thing. It's depending on how you want to do it. Sometimes they do an email. That's the old way. Sometimes they give you a file to download, okay, another zip, okay, or a cut and paste thing, and you'll see how that works here. So for the web, we have a demo winserver.com. Now we're going to go ahead and add the certificate to the pending request. All right, so we go here, add the signed certificate to the pending request. All right, and you have to pick your request right there. All right. Right, and there it is. Now it's gonna ask, do you want to import it by file or by the paste buffer? All right, let's do it by file. They send me a file. I downloaded it actually, and then I'm gonna add it now. You got to look for it. I have it in this. I put it into my SSL folder, and I don't think that's it. Yeah, go to the food thing. It has an append extension, so go all files, and there it is. Now, there's some places, and you're going to see this in the future. All right, they're going to give you 2 files, and you're going to see it through me because I'm going to be providing you in the future these 2 files for people who are going to sign up for the Wildcat SSL Let's Encrypt client. Okay, so the chain is basically if you don't have it in the browser, all right? So you forget about that for now because all the browsers support Let's Encrypt. This is the one you want. You're going to import that, all right? In this case, it has a PIM extension. Now let's go ahead and open it and say finish. Boom, done. Signed certificate was added to the certificate store. So now this is a working SSL certificate. Everything's saved there. All you need to do is basically restart WC Online. In this case, only WC Online because that's the only thing I changed here. But if you did FTP, WC Online, POP, WC Online, this is the WC SMTP by itself, and so forth. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let me point out one thing if I haven't said this already. That for web, the highest security is just to use this. You can also click the set PCI compliance to give you that setup. Okay, so let's go ahead and restart WC Online here. I have this as a service. So let me just stop the whole thing. Sometimes it takes a while. Let me pause it. I'll come back to you in a minute. And now we're going to restart the server. What you want to check is the log file for this. There it is right there. Make sure that when it reloaded, that it was success. All right, so okay, there it is right there, HTTP, and it's successful. Okay, right there. So now we're going to test the new certificate, demo.winserver.com. All right, so demo.winserver.com, and since I have it set for force redirection to HTTPS, you see this. It's going to switch over, and we're good. The login box is yellow, which means it's good. Okay, and you can go over here, at least with Chrome. You click here. You can look at the certificate, and it'll tell you right away it's Let's Encrypt Authority, and it's a 3-month expiration. Okay, I think that's it. Hopefully all this works for you. This video is the first of its kind, and I hope to improve it over time. Thank you.